So yeah, let's do it like this. Hello guys and welcome to my Freezazone build. First of all, I'm going to show you the damage and then I'm going to tell you how my Freezazone build actually works. And why it's dealing so much damage like it does. As you can see, I can make up to 1700 damage. I mean, you probably didn't saw it now, but you will see in a bit. If near will not kill them. So let's get here on top. Let's actually go into this flooded cellar, and there I probably can show you first of all the damage, and then I'm going to show you what I have, what equipment I have, and how to do this. I also done one time overwhelming damage 2500, so that's my record. Unfortunately 2500 was not on screen, that was off screen, so you have to bear with me with 1700 damage because this is what I can do on screen as well. So let me show you this super fast. Attacking, vulnerable, super dazzle, and then the blades should return with not always 1700 damage, but there we go, it was 1000, that's not enough. 900 is also not enough. This was 1400. I don't know if you saw it or not. It was 1400. Yeah, so before we continue, let me actually show you what skills I did and why I actually really like this build. It's not because of the damage. I think it has probably not the best DPS because, as you just saw, 1k damage as well. It probably doesn't have the most DPS, even though it has like really big damage, because you need some preparation. It is kinda enough to just left click, right click, and then it just destroys everything. You just saw 1200. Unfortunately I missed. So I could do something like this, for instance, and just kill everything without attacking them. So that's actually the cool part about this build, you know? But let me show you what happens if I prepare myself a little bit. If I, for instance, daze them, slow them. Okay. They just died. They just died. Okay, so how do I do this? First of all, let's check out the skills. The skills are actually pretty easy and pretty easy to level up as well. So we're starting with Puncture, level 1. Then level 2, Enchanted Puncture. We'll go for Twisting Blades, Enchanted Twisting Blades. Going for Fundamental Punctures. Actually, maybe I should explain what they do. So Puncture is pretty good because every third hit it also slows. It's giving me enough energy, and it also, how to call this, it also yeah, that's the best guide video ever that you saw, right? Oh boy. Well, the thing is, as you can see, I just destroy everything. It's super good in co-op actually, my build. It's probably not the best solo build because it has a lot of AU stuff that is preparing for you, but it's a lot of CC, you know? So it's always good if enemies are here as well. Not enemies. If your friends are here as well. So yeah, let me actually show you first my skilling. Yeah, it's like minimum 1k damage, but most of the time it's a little bit more. Because most of the time you prepare like with the smoke grenade and caltrops. So, first of all, like I said before, we going with Puncture. It's dealing damage, and every third attack slows the enemies. That's super important. And critical strikes always slow, also important. Um, then the modifiers. Let's just read the modifiers. 2 energy when the puncture damage damages to crowd control enemies. The thing is, this one means crowd control. So here they take more damage. Easy peasy. Boom, boom, boom. So as you can see, boom, energy, and now they're taking more damage. While I'm regenerating more energy while they're crowd controlled. So let's continue. I don't have time now, already. Then we go for Twisting Blades. This is actually our main damage boost, right? It's impaling the enemies, it's dealing a lot of damage, as you can see, and it's just amazing. I have no idea where the enemy came from though. And my ultimate just did 2300 damage. Like, what? My ultimate just did 2300 damage on screen. Sure, why not? Yeah, maybe I should go for multiplayer, for ultimate build. So, Twisting Blade is our main damage. It has a lot of damage, and it's making them increase damage taking from me while they're impaled. The thing is, I'm not sure if this also works with the impaling itself. So you impale and then you impale them as well, and then the first impale, when it's coming back, it's increased damage, because I have no idea why I'm sometimes making 1000 damage, sometimes 1700. Like I said, normally 1700 is something that I see more often. Yeah, so what you also have, this modifiers. Enemies are dazed while impaled. This is super important. This is so really good, especially in early game. In early game, if you go to an enemy and you daze them, they can't do anything. They're just standing there and then nothing. So technically, 1, 2, 3. If I now daze him, boom, and then he's taking a lot of damage, and he can't attack. So, boom, dazed. He can't do anything. Dazed, 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 dazed. So technically, you can just run around and spamming R, although that's like not the most efficient way, because it's like the least damage that you can do. Yeah, as you can see, it's only 600 damage. 200, 300. Like, without anything, you really have to like put a little bit in it. And how you put it in it is actually, oh yeah, also, yeah, damn, how you put it in is later on with combo points. As you can see, the more combo points, the more damage, and the last one is like almost double the damage. And granted movement speed as well. The thing is also, by the way, if you put in this type, if you put in, wait a second, what is this? When you're choosing the return, your active cooldowns are reduced by 1 second. Oh, it's actually not bad. But yeah, Twisting Blades deals 30% increased damage when returning, and this is super important. So how Twisting Blades function is, you attack an enemy with a Twisting Blade, they impaled, and then after a short time it comes back. And when it comes back, that's when the big damage comes. Super important. So here you can prepare for 3, you have prepare for your combo skills, and if you have the combo skills, let's just do it with the combo skills. So let's just find, there we go, finally killed a raven. I needed this for an achievement anyway. So yeah, now it would deal way more damage. I'm going to show you this later. Then I put a skill, well, this is something that I put later on. Then we're going to skill the agility skills. I'm going to Okay, you know what? Let's just talk about the skill. We're level 25, but you only skill this when you level 20 or something like this. Critical striking an enemy grant 5% movement speed for 4 seconds. It just a point that I had to relocate. You can do whatever you want with it. Like, I'm not sure if you want this or if you don't want this. It's like I have no idea where to put points in it. Like, I also put points in here because I have no idea where to put points and I had too much points. So it's not like not the best build, not the final build, but it's like super good as well. Then the agility skills, we go with Caltrops. Yes, not Dash, not Shadow Step, with Caltrops. Because Caltrops is amazing. Caltrops is this one. And this is so great because it slows them down and it's dealing damage, and it's not a little bit of damage, it's actually kind of good damage, especially if you combine it with like items and stuff like this and skills. Also, enemies take 3% increased damage from you each second they are in Caltrops, and they can up to have 6 seconds. So you can make up to 18% more damage only when they're staying there. Well, most of the time it's going to be 12, 15, maybe 9, 12, 15. But yeah, if you finish the enemy while they're staying a little bit later in Caltrops, you're also increasing your damage even further from your twisting blades. So you have like this 439 damage plus like this 10%, so it's like already 470. You see where this is going. You see where this is going. Also, Caltrops now deal cold damage and chills enemy for 20% per second. This is also super important. You're going to see how everything like comes together. It's so amazing. So after knocking back and down enemies, you gain 5% increased critical strike chance. And we already saw we want critical strike chance. And when you critically strike a dazed enemy, they knock down for 0.5%. So my blades knocking them down when they crit, right? Because of the skill that they are dazed. So they are dazed. Because they are dazed, if I critically strike them, they're knocked down. Because they're knocked down, my critical strike chance against them increases. And so on. It's a cycle. Super cool. This one again, I just took because why not? Like, this is also not that important. Increase damage to healthy enemies, increase damage to vulnerable. There we go, increased critical strike damage. It's just pretty cool. Why not? But not that important. Then we'll go to the fourth skill, and here the smoke grenade. Oh my god, it's good. I know concealment is good. I know people like poison trap and people love dark shroud. They just love dark shroud. I mean, 10% critical strike chance is actually pretty good. Increased movement speed is pretty good to traverse. So this is probably the most common thing. It's giving you damage reduction, not consumed, and it's giving you like movement speed, so you can like go from A to B fast. It's pretty cool. But we're going with smoke grenade, and this is insane. You throw this and you daze them for 4 seconds. 4 freaking seconds. I try to like find some enemies while I'm running here, just to show you how long 4 seconds actually are. It sounds like nothing, but it is actually amazing. And it also has like enemies affected by smoke grenade take 15% increased damage from you. That's like the first one. So you want them to take more damage than you. And this is what is going to increase our twisting blade further. So another 15% more. So it's like another 60 more. So it's like already 600 something damage. So you just saw what happens if I just put the right click, 500, and now if I attack, and now look at this. I dazed them 1, 2, 3, 4. Look how long they were dazed. That's amazing. And not only this, but if I daze them, wait a second, woo! So now, okay, look. So boom, I daze them and then I attack with my sword. 1,100 damage. You saw this? I only daze them and attack them with my R. So smoke. I mean, not this. I smoke grenade them. So I smoke grenade them. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Actually, I should 1, 2, 3 first, and then just to have like my combo points. But I also could do like this because now the vulnerable. Wait a second. So smoke, vulnerable, attack. Well, it just showed 300, but sometimes it's more. But yeah, so much for the smoke grenade. The smoke grenade. I'm telling you guys, smoke grenade is amazing, especially if you have something like this. I'm going to show you in a second. The items. The items are so important because they're making this build so viable. Also, what is this? Enter Radiance Field Ceremony. I mean, look at this health bar. You saw this? So this is how it looks like in combat. So look. Because now they're in the grenade and I didn't even saw how much damage it done. I just saw that boom, they're gone. And the cool thing about this Twisting Blades is also it's AoE, and if you can, for instance, you freeze them and then you run behind them. So I'm going to show you the combo that I really had to learn. The combo that I really had to learn just to make damage. I smoke grenade them, I attack them, I throw the skills out, and then I go back. And as you can see, 1000, 1000, 1200. And the thing is, if you're fast enough, you can place 2 blades. So 1, 2, 3, 1 blade, and then a second blade. And then you just deal extra damage. Like this. You see, I didn't do anything, and it was already like, there we go, 1500 damage. Boom. Easy, easy. So while I'm clearing them, let's actually talk further about skills. Damn, with this both things, I can't actually do anything. Like I said before, there are better ways. For instance, if you can dash to the enemies, like you daze them with your right click, and then you daze them, and then you dash, then you're dealing more damage. But look at this. All I have to do is just look at his health bar. And every time you see this shun going away, you know exactly what it is. Also, I forgot to use my Norman Orops, unfortunately. So let me explain furthermore the build, because you want the I just showcased you everything, so now let's continue with the smoke grenade. Also, dealing direct damage to enemies affected by smoke grenade has up to 25% chance to reduce its cooldown, and that's pretty cool because, well, you can reduce the cooldown. It's like 15 seconds for 4 seconds, so the lower the cooldown, the better, and you're going to see how my items affecting, or like how I normally fight. Because I don't only spam, I look here what I have right now, but I'm going to show you this in a bit because it's a little bit harder to understand. Yeah. So I showed you case how damage is working. Now we're going just to stay here, and I'm going to explain to you the later skills. We have the increased damage to healthy and injured enemies. That's actually just a pretty cool bonus. I would take it. It's 6%, just like that. And 3% increased damage to vulnerable enemies, which is also pretty neat since we make them vulnerable with our puncture. As you remember, we make them vulnerable if 2 of 3 blades hit them, which is super cool. So vulnerable, even more damage, and I mean, to be honest, I would probably refund this. This is pretty good. This is okay-ish. I would just take this one. So let's go to the immune skills. We go with Frost because we already have the Caltrops. That actually already chills. And I'm just going to show you just one time how you can freeze the enemy. All I have to do is find someone who survives. And it's frozen. You saw this? So I just had to attack it one time with my twisting blades. And then I had just to wait 2.5 seconds actually for Caltrops. Actually only 2 seconds because it's already 33 because of the high rank, but normally it started with rank 1. But maybe I should put more points in Cold Imbue then. So the thing is, this is going to imbue the twisting blades. So they chill per hit 33%. The thing is, this chills plus the Caltrops chill, making it so they freeze super fast. And the really cool thing about this, guys, is it also works on boss. Like, you know, below the boss there is a gauge, and this actually increases a lot. So I normally freeze the enemy boss 2 to 3 times during a battle. Mostly only 2 times because afterwards they die. Because when they're frozen, when they stand still, they are a goner. You just, when they stand still, you just bam, 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 bam. Don't forget this one. Bam, 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 bam. And of course, with ice. You know how to do this. So super good, super much damage. They're getting like this twisting blades while they're vulnerable because you're staying there and you puncture them with 2 blades at once, and you twisting blade them while they're staying in a smoke grenade. Sometimes throwing out the Caltrops, but only sometimes, because if here is the boss and you're throwing Caltrops, you have to dash forward one time. So you can only do this when you have like your dash open. Or you should do this when you have your dash open. And I would go first with Smoke Grenade, then Caltrops. Maybe even Caltrops on the end. So like Smoke Grenade, 1, 2, 3, boom, 1. Something like this. So, the next thing, or I would actually start with Caltrops, maybe. Caltrops, dash. Yeah, that's better. That's even better. Then, Cold Imbue skills have up to 30% chance to make enemies vulnerable. So this means that this also makes vulnerable. This makes vulnerable, and if not, makes this vulnerable. If this does not hit, then this might make vulnerable, which is super important, super cool. But the coolest thing is Cold Imbue skills deal 20% damage to crowd-controlled enemies. Double this bonus against enemies. And this is so crazy, because now, boom, this suddenly deals 20% more damage when they're crowd controlled. You get it? It's amazing. Oh yeah, this also crowd controls them. Just so that you know. So technically, you're always dealing 20% damage. They're always crowd control. And the thing is, when they're frozen, it's 40%. So 40% on top of my 500 something. It's like this skill alone. It's insane how much damage it does, especially when they're frozen. But they're always chilled. They like almost always chill. You always chill enemies, which means, or they're like crowd control. You almost always crowd control enemies. This is so amazing, so good. I kind of want to try something out. There we go. Because I had this one, but I kind of want to try something out in a second. So yeah, So I went with this one. I skipped everything else, not important. Actually, I should probably put a point in here. You deal 5% increased damage to shield enemies. This bonus increase. Yeah, I should definitely do this because I chill them almost every time. I have no idea why there is no point here. Why is there no point there? There should be. Um, oh well. They're all important points, right? Oh well. Okay, let's see how long this thing is going to be. So you just saw with my Rain of Arrows, I'm actually dealing or dealt 2,500 damage, which is a lot. The reason is, first of all, it's a lot of damage. Second of all, with this one, imbued skill effects applies to Rain of Arrows have 20% increased potency. And the thing is, this imbue is actually like the shield, stuff like this. And they make vulnerable for 3 seconds. This means that with this one Rain of Arrows, you actually make AoE vulnerability, which is pretty good. And you chill them, and you freeze them, so they're frozen again. Then you're making more damage because they're frozen. So this ultimate is actually really insane. This is why I picked it. And also it's knockdown, and we already know that knockdown enemies increase critical strike chance, so you have more critical strike chance, yada 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 when they knock down. So this one will increase the critical strike, and then you deal a lot of damage. You get the idea. What I did not try it out yet, though, is actually the Shadow Clone. Because as you just saw, it caltrops as well. And it's for 15 seconds. So I wonder how strong it is actually. You just saw 2,400 damage. You just saw it. You just saw it on screen. 2,400 damage. And this was just with my right click. And I'm not even sure if it was cold imbued. So as you can see, I'm dealing a lot of damage. And let's actually try out the Shadow Clone. And yeah, this is actually it for the skills of this one. As you can see, 1k, easy. Not a problem. Dazed enemies, crazed enemies. Doesn't matter. Everyone is going to die. Look, 1100 and I was not even there. Oh my god. Okay, this... Okay, fighting with the shadow is actually amazing. But I have no skills that actually supports the... Look at this, they're dazed, everyone dazed, they can't do nothing. And unfortunately I have too many more morning orbs. So this was it for the skill tree, right? So now let's actually go to armor. Yes, I know the guide is a little bit long, but you just saw the potential. You just saw the damage, the output, 2,400. It's super good in, like, it's not that suited for solo gaming. On the one hand, on the other hand, it's kind of a safe play. It's like it's like it has damage, but it's mostly crowd control, or it should be mostly crowd control. And I'll be honest, I kind of like, I think the rate of arrows a little bit better. I'm not sure though. So yeah, so much for the skills. And as like I said, you still have like a few points that you can locate somewhere else. For instance, you don't need malice, you can put somewhere else. Maybe in a twisting blade. I don't know where you have to put points in. This is just how I put it in. Spellization, of course, combo points, inner side. I don't understand this. That's not what twisting blades. That's not good. You want big damage, boom. Maybe it's good, but I find combo points was actually better. So then, then we're going to check out my items because they are the ones that make or break this, I guess. So first of all, we have damaging a vulnerable enemy with a core skill has up to 60% chance to drop a healing potion. That's something that you don't need. But it has +2 of cold imbuement, like my helmet overall, +2 plus cold imbuement. And this actually makes this one a little bit stronger. As you can see, it's increasing the chances from 28 to 33%, which is pretty good. Because this means, well, that you only have to have the 70% threshold, you know? Otherwise, you have to get the 75% threshold. Now you have to get a 70 threshold. So if you have something like 70 cold, boom, you got it. And this one is like 20, 40, 60, 80. You see, 60, 80. This one, I mean. 20, 40, 60, 80. Culture of steel damage. So, wait, no way. With 80 is... Okay, you get the idea. It's a pretty good helmet. This one is good though. Enemies hit by your grenade skills, and this is a grenade. Smoke grenade is a grenade skill. Duh. Have a chance equal to double your critical strike chance to be instantly frozen. So you freeze another one. And we just saw that frozen enemies take more damage, so you freeze them. And yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And you increase the critical strike damage against frozen enemies as well. And this is separate from if you freeze them with the grenade. It just you deal 22% increased critical strike damage against frozen enemies. And we just saw we freeze them. So sometimes we have like 20% critical strike damage higher. This one is amazing as well. Not that important for my build, but this is just good. Your marksman skills have up to 10% chance to create an arrow storm. It's like this that you saw sometimes, dealing a lot of damage. The thing is, I'll be honest, I don't think it's the best for my build. I think I'm going to switch this for something else in the future. But overall, it's just pretty good because my puncture is a marksmanship. And my Rain of Arrow is marksmanship. Although I'm not sure if Rain of Arrow triggers it. If it does, then it's amazing. But yeah, but just my puncture is doing this pretty good to traverse. Not that important. Concealment Shroud, that's like, I have to switch this one. This is also not the best. So I have like 2 items that I can switch. This is really good. Critical Strike Core skills increase your attack speed by 72% for 3 seconds. You can put something else in here. It's like not that super important, but it's like super cool if you just left click, right click. You choop choop choop, right click, poof, and then you can choop 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 poof, choop 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 poof, choop 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 poof, choop 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 poof. That's actually super good if you have with choop 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 poof. I mean like normal core, core. And then if the attack speed is increased, you like normal core, normal core, and then you like refresh it. It's super good against frozen end bosses. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, nice to have if you don't have anything else. This amulet is just perfect. It was yellow, as you can see. I'm imprinted the orange thing. +1 rank to all agility skills, +1 rank to all imbuement skills. So I technically have all my agility and immune skills. So I have +1 cold drops because of this, so more damage, and cold immune. So more percent of chill, and that is pretty good. I like it a lot. This amulet is crazy. I really like it. And I put in like the boss effect with the bubble summoned blah blah blah, which is actually not that great because I have no idea if I can imbue it again. If not, that's sad. Um, this I should have put on the top. Orbit for a short time after they return to you. The twisting blades. This is like our main damage. It's like the one that orbiting around me. It's just because of this. 20% of twisting blades return damage and per hit. And the thing is, you just saw 1,500 or something like this, 1,700, and then you have like the orbiting is about 300, 400, like sometimes like 300 something, and they're like orbiting a few times, boom, boom. And based on distance the blade return, the orbit damage increase up to 40%. So you can have up to, I don't know, 800 damage if you have a big gap, if you build it right, stuff like this. But you can always twisting blades into caltrops and then they're returning faster and then everything around you dies. So good, so good. Here I don't have anything yet, although the ring is pretty good. Damage to distant enemies, to slowed enemies, to crowd control enemies. As you can see, damage, damage, damage. Here as well, damage to this. No, actually this is bullshit. What is this? Dexterity, damage to crowd control. Ah yeah, plus 10% core skill damage, only because of this. Otherwise the damage is, yeah, like I can make so much bigger weapons and deal so much damage. But with the stuff that I have, my damage comes purely from skills. So if you have better weapons, you're going to destroy everything. That is also really good. Using agility skill, like my caltrops, is reducing the cooldown on my subverter skill, like smoke grenade. And if I using a subverter skill, like smoke grenade, um, my damage of agility skills is increased by 18%, like caltrops. So I do caltrops, smoke grenade, caltrops, smoke grenade, caltrops, smoke grenade, etc. Get the idea. Pretty, in my opinion, pretty good. Also critical strike damage, damage to distant enemies, all stats. And now dealing direct damage to enemies affected by your trap. And this is a trap, the caltrops, and the caltrops is 6 seconds lasting, right? So I have 6 seconds to dealing direct damage, which I do, to 43% chance to make them vulnerable. Again, so you get the idea. I make them vulnerable, I hit them. I make them vulnerable, I hit them, I kill them, I destroy them. So this is so much for my itemization. As you can see, better things that can be done. Gem as well, right? Critical strike damage to crowd control enemies, critical strike damage to crowd control enemies, resistance to all, and like other stuff, a little bit of max life. So yeah, this is my build. You saw the damage, you saw the 2500 with the ultimate, you saw the 1700, no, actually you saw the 2400 with the skill. Yeah, right, we did 2400 with the skill. Did we? I think we did. So yeah, and this only with twisting blades. Pretty cool in my opinion. And yeah, I'm going to make other guides as well if you like this. A little bit long drawn guide. So let's make a super short guide. Boom.